Welcome back to Boxing Unwrapped. I'm Ahmed the Artist. We're going to talk about what January 10th means in this video. We're going to unwrap that. But first, if you're new here, thank you for picking this video and choosing us. And if you're an older subscriber, thank you for the support. It has been amazing in the last couple of days. And if you're actually a content creator of any type and kind, specifically boxing especially, put it down below. Let's check it out. Let's support each other. Let's give each other tips, so forth and so on. But now let's talk about this William Scull controversy fight that might be happening between William Scull and Canelo Alvarez. Okay, so let's unwrap this a little bit. So the rumor is basically now we know that William Scull has been contacted by the Canelo Alvarez team. And this has been reported by a few different outlets. Although I haven't seen ESPN or anyone like that report on it, but I think there's enough here that we can talk about this a little bit. So what does that mean? Well, that means that Canelo is going for Undisputed. So what happened? So what ended up happening was the way Scull even got the belt was because Canelo Alvarez had to give up the IBF belt in order to fight Berlanga. So he went ahead and relinquished the IBF belt, went ahead and then fought Berlanga. And he had lost one of the titles. So therefore, he could not be undisputed any longer at 168. Well, so now he has a chance to go ahead and get that belt back. It makes sense. It makes sense, to become undisputed. Now, if you're a Terence Crawford fan, you're kind of upset because you figure this is the fight you wanted next. You wanted Terence Crawford versus Canelo. But if the fight is going to happen, if the Canelo fight versus Bud Crawford going to happen, you want him to be undisputed because that would mean that if he were to beat Canelo Alvarez, he will be undisputed at 168. That's what you want. You want Canelo to go out, get all the rings, all the Infinity Gauntlet rings, and go ahead and gems, and go ahead and get that together. So if there was a possible matchup, if he were to beat Canelo, he would be undisputed. 168 pounds. That's major. But what does January 10th mean? Well, January 10th means that's what's been reported when the talks will officially start between the Scull and the Canelo team. So that's when they'll start doing their talks. Now, like I said, you want this fight to happen. If you're a Canelo fan, number one, of course you want this fight to happen because you want him to be undisputed. You want him to be one of the best to ever do it. So you want him to get undisputed. But also if you're a Terence Bud Crawford fan, you want him to go ahead, Canelo, and you want Canelo to go get that belt, get the titles, get them all together in a nesting package. So if there ever was a fight between Canelo and Bud Crawford, it will be for undisputed at 168 pounds. You don't want that other belt, that trinket belt, floating around. Now, how good is William Scull? Have you heard of him before? Probably not. That tells you where he's at. That doesn't mean that he can't upset Canelo Alvarez. Absolutely. He can come in that night and upset the apple cart, and then here we are with no Bud Crawford, Jaime Munguia type situation, right? So that could definitely happen, but more than likely it's not going to happen. It's going to be Canelo will become undisputed. That is the actual smart move in Canelo Alvarez's career right now. You want to be undisputed again. You want to get that belt back. He never lost it in the ring. So therefore, let me go get that belt back, become undisputed. It just makes all the sense. All the sense. And look, that fight between Bud Crawford might be what they're negotiating. Well, let me go get this trinket over here, become undisputed, and then at the end of the year, we'll go ahead and do undisputed, me and you, in your big send-off fight. That would make sense. That would not that it would be a send-off, because obviously if Bud Crawford would have beat Canelo in a very close, heated, contested fight, there's gonna be a rematch. There's gonna be a rematch unless Bud retires. So, and if that were to happen, the amount of money that Bud would be offered in order to come back and rematch Canelo Alvarez, should he win and be undisputed, would be massive. Because let me tell you, that pay-per-view, although I think it's a waste of time for Bud, I still want to see the fight. It would that fight coming to fruition, especially if Canelo is undisputed at 168, it'll make more than a million pay-per-view buys. No problem. Arena, sold, concessions, everything. I mean, it'll make boatloads of money. So, and especially if it's a hot, contested, close fight, and Bud was to edge him out in a very close Triple G type style fight, you can rest assured that the rematch will be bigger money. Bigger money. There's no way, there is absolutely no way that Bud Crawford would turn that down. So you want Canelo to go get that belt, get the IBF, come back home, make the, let Turkey Al Sheikh now make that offer, because Canelo wants as much money as possible. And the only way he could get the most money as possible is if he's undisputed. And Turki Al-Sheikh goes, okay, now you're undisputed. So the money goes up. So there's a lot riding on him getting that belt. So if you're a Bud Crawford fan, chill out, relax, let Canelo go do this, let him handle his business, let him become undisputed. You sit in a sideline real quick. Don't take a fight in between, because the way he looked against Madrimov, I don't think at 154 he's going to do much of anything. And so just sit back and go and let him get this and let him come back undisputed, and then we can get this fight going on. But let me know what you're thinking down in the comments down below. Do you think that you want William Scull to go ahead and get this fight with Canelo to become undisputed? Either or, with William Scull or Canelo, in order to get a bigger fight with Bud Crawford later in the year? Or do you think he should go right into Bud Crawford, and then after that, whomever becomes victorious should go across and get William Scull? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.